Everyone, welcome to the next session of pre-stressed concrete structures and control of deflection. Based on previous concept discussion, now we'll try to solve few problems on control of deflection. Here the problem is given below. A concrete beam with a rectangular section 300 mm wide and 500 mm deep is pre-stressed by two post-tensioned cables of area 600 mm square each, initially stressed to 1600 Newton per mm square. The cables are located at a constant eccentricity of 100 mm throughout the length of the beam, having a span of 10 meter. The modulus of elasticity of steel and concrete is 210 and 38 kN per mm square respectively. Neglecting all losses, find the deflection at center of the span when it is supporting its own weight, as well as allowing for 20% loss in pre-stress. Find the final deflection at the center of the span where it carries a imposed load of 18 kN per meter, where dc is the density of concrete equal to 24 kN per meter square. And if you see here, they gave the rectangular concrete beam. If you observe here, this is the rectangular concrete beam. For this rectangular concrete beam, they given the width of the section B equal to, this is the width of the section, and this is the effective depth of the section they are provided, as well as they are provided the provide the post-tension steel wires here. Two post-tensioned cables of area 600 mm square each they are provided here. Initially they are stressed to the steel tenon. They are stretched this steel tenon to 1600 Newton per mm square. The cables are located at an eccentricity of 100 mm throughout the length of the beam, having a span of 10 meters. Suppose if you see here, this is a span of 10 meters. For this span of 10 meters, they provide with an eccentricity of 50 mm. Suppose this is centroidal axis. From this centroidal axis, they provide this steel tenon with eccentricity as 50 mm throughout the length of the beam. For this particular type of beam, they are asking us to calculate the control of deflection without getting loss, and by considering the getting of losses. Before going to the discussion, first we should have to write all the given parameters. That means width of the section, depth of the section, as well as initial stress applied on the steel, modulus of elasticity of the concrete, as well as modulus of elasticity of the steel. And coming to here, self weight of the beam, G equal to self weight of the beam. If you consider this is your rectangular beam, for this rectangular beam self weight, we should have to consider that self weight of the beam G equal to 0.3 into 0.5 into 24. Self weight of the beam equal to 0.3 into 0.5 into 24, which gives the 3.60 kilonewton per meter. In terms of Newton per mm, we are having 0.0036 into kilonewton per mm. This is the self weight or own weight of the beam. How you are calculating self weight of the beam? G equal to width of the section into depth of the section into unit weight of the concrete. Next, we should have to calculate the second moment of area or moment of inertia for this cross section. That second moment of area, I equal to 300 into 500 power 3 divided by 12. That means width of the section B into D cube divided by 12. 300 into 500 cube divided by 12, which results 3125 into 10 power 6 mm power 4. This is the moment of inertia for this particular type of the section. Now I will erase this data. Okay, for this type of the B. And coming to the next pre-stressing force. Pre-stressing force, we are having the formula stress equal to load divided by area. We are having the formula stress equal to load divided by area. nothing but pre-stressing force into pre-stressing force divided by area of the cross section. That pre-stressing force P equal to stress into area of the pre-tensioned post-tension steel wires. Here they have given in the problem as two post-tension wires with 600 mm square each, and so this is the area of the steel, and 600 Newton per m square is the stress developed in the pre-stressing force. And by substituting these all values, we are getting the pre-stressing force developed in the sectional member as 1920 into 10 power 3 newtons, where 1 kilonewton equal to 10 to the power of 3 newtons. 1 kilonewton will be equal to the 1000 newtons, or 10 to the power of newtons. By substituting these values, we are getting the pre-stressing force equal to 1920 kilo Newton. Next, we should have to calculate the downward deflection as well as upward deflection due to the self-weight as well as the imposed load acting on the beam. Downward deflection due to self-weight of the beam equal to downward deflection due to self-weight of the beam equal to 5g L to the power of 4 divided by 384 into E into I. Downward deflection due to self-weight of the beam equal to 5g L power 4 divided by 384 into EI, where 5 into g is the self-weight of the beam. Already we have calculated, that is g 0.3 into 0.5 into 24. This is the self-weight of the beam, where L is the length of the span. They are given in the problem as 10 meters, that means 10 into 1000 mm, or 4 divided by 384 is the constant value for the concentrated load, where E is the modulus of elasticity of the concrete, and I is the second moment of area of the cross section of the beam. Already we have calculated. This downward deflection due to self-weight or one weight of the beam equal to 3.95 mm. Next, we should have to calculate the upward deflection due to the pre-stressing force. Upward deflection due to the pre-stressing force means, suppose this is your rectangular concrete beam. For this rectangular concrete beam, if you apply this stretching of the concrete beam, and after stretching of the concrete beam, if you release this anchorage or tenons in both sides, it generate the pre-stressing force in the beam. Due to generation of the pre-stressing force in the beam, it will generate the generate the parabolic in position. It will generate the it is circularly coming. Normally the parabolic tendon type pre-stressing force, it will may deflect. Because of this deflection, the upward deflection, we should have to calculate that upward deflection by using the formula. We are having the formula upward deflection of the beam equal to, or upward deflection due to pre-stressing force equal to P into L square divided by 8 into E into I, where P is the pre-stressing force generating in the concrete beam after cutting of the tendons. E is the eccentricity of the tendons or cables you are providing with respect to the centroidal axis, and L is the length of the pre-stressed concrete beam. E is the modulus of elasticity of concrete, and I is the second moment of area of the cross section of the beam. And this upward deflection pre-stressing force 1920 into eccentricity as 100 mm into L square length of the span as 10 meters, 10 into 1000 square divided by 8 into, where E is the modulus of elasticity of the concrete and I is the second moment of area of the cross section. By substituting this, we are getting the upward deflection of the beam due to pre-stressing force equal to 20.2 mm. This 3.95 deflection is coming due to the downward because of the self-weight of the beam, as well as upward deflection 20.2 is coming in this parabolic shape because of the pre-stressing force generating in the pre-stressed concrete beam. Now net upward deflection of the beam when it's support its own weight, when the beam is supports by its own weight, how much net its self-weight is coming, deflection is coming, that we should have to calculate at the support. That means nothing but equal to upward deflection minus downward deflection. By resulting of the upward deflection due to pre-stressing, downward deflection due to self-weight, the resultant deflection we are getting this value as 16.3 mm. Now if you see the downward deflection due to live load, how much it is acting on that particular type of the beam, that first we should have to calculate. If you observe here, downward deflection due to live load, while applying the load, due to this application of the load, instead of pressurizing force, as well as in except of this pressurizing force, how much downward deflection also due to live load applying, that we should have to calculate. That downward deflection due to live load, we are calculating it as 3.95 is the downward deflection occurring due to the self-weight of the beam, and where 1.8 is the 18 kN per meter is the live load acting on the beam due to the deflection of the beam in downward direction, and where 3.6 mm is the 3.6 mm is the self weight of the beam acting, which caused the downward deflection of the beam, and this 18 is the load acting on the beam, load acting on the imposed beam, and 3.6 mm is the imposed load acting on the beam, that means self weight of the beam acting in the downward direction, and 3.95 mm is the downward deflection due to self weight. Because of the live load only, how much amount of downward deflection is acting, we are calculating by using these values. The downward deflection only due to live load, we are taking this value as 19.5 mm. 19.5 mm is deflecting the beam in downward direction due to imposed load or live load on the beam. Next, upward deflection due to pre-stress after loss, we should have to calculate. If you observe in problem, they are asked us to calculate the upward deflection after neglecting of the losses as 20%, allowing for 20% loss in pre-stress. Find the final deflection at center of the span with when it carries an imposed load of 18 kN per meter. That 18 kN per meter, if you 20% loss over, means 0.80 into 20.2. This is the final upward deflection. This final upward deflection we are calculating after neglecting of 20% loss. That means which remains as 80%. Hence 0.80 into 20.2, which results 16.16 mm is the 16.16 mm is the upward deflection acting on the concrete beam after considering the all losses in the pre-stress of the structural members. Then final downward deflection of the beam due to self-weight, pre-stress plus live load. First we should have to calculate. That means downward deflection of the beam due to self-weight of the beam as well as due to pre-stress of the beam due to live load of the beam. We should have to calculate that value. It will be equal to 3.95 as well as minus 16.66 plus 19.50. By subtracting all these values, we are getting the final downward deflection of the beam due to self-weight of the beam. The self-weight of the beam we are getting as 3.95. And next, the upward deflection due to pre-stress, already we are calculated that pre-stress upward deflection, downward deflection, we are getting this value as 16.16. Plus 19.50 is the downward deflection due to live load of the sectional member. By equating all these values, the final deflection we are getting in this beam as 7.290 mm. In this way, we will calculate the deflection of the pre-stressed concrete member with the profile of the tendon creating in the pre-stressed concrete beam. In the similar way, we will try to solve one more problem based on this control of deflection. And coming to the next problem, and the problem is a concrete beam with a cross-sectional area of 32 into 10 power 3 mm square and radius of gyration of 72 mm is pre-stressed by parabolic cable carrying an effective stress of 1000 Newton per mm square. The span of the beam is 8 meter. The cable composed of 6 wires of 7 mm diameter has an eccentricity of 50 mm at the center and 0 at the support. Neglect all the losses. Find the central deflection of the beam for the following conditions. That means self-weight of beam plus pre-stress and self-weight plus pre-stress plus live load of 2 kN per meter. This is the problem given in this particular condition. If you want to see the problem, the cross section as well as the long load section of the beam you may observe here. If you see here a concrete beam with a cross sectional area, they are given in the problem. The entire cross section the entire cross-section area of the beam, they are mentioned that cross-section area equal to 32 into 10 power 3 mm square, and radius of gyration is 72 mm. Radius of gyration I equal to 72 mm, they are mentioned in the problem. Pre-stressed by a parabolic cable, an effective stress of 1000 Newton per mm square. Again, they have stretched this steel wire. For this stretching of the steel wire or the parabolic tendon, they are taking this value as 60,000 Newton per mm square. The span of the beam is 8 meter. The span of the beam is, suppose if you consider here, this is the span of the beam. The span of the beam, they are mentioned in the problem as 8 meters. Span of the beam is 8 meters. The span of the cable composed of 6 wires of 7 mm diameter. Here the area of the steel wires, they are calculated 6 wires with 7 mm diameter, has an eccentricity of 50 mm at the center and at the center and 0 at the support. That means suppose this is your central axis. From this central axis at the support, this cable profile is 0, and at this center position, the cable profile we are having in this condition as 50 mm. The cable profile having at this position as 50 mm. This is the condition. In this way, we will calculate the deflection of the central beam. Now first we will write the all given data, later we will solve the problems. And coming to here, first we should have to write all the given data, width of the beam, depth of the beam. Here they mention, here directly they give the area of the cross section of the concrete, and assume modulus of elasticity of the concrete E equal to 38 kN per mm square, and the density of concrete DC equal to 24 kilonewton per meter cube. Area of the concrete cross section A equal to 32 into 10 to the power of 3 mm square. This area of the concrete cross section, there in the problem as 32 into 10 to the power of 3 mm square, and radius of gyration I equal to 72 mm, where radius of gyration I equal to 72 mm. Length of the pre-stressed concrete member L equal to 8 meter, that is 8000 mm. Eccentricity of the pre-stressing force from the central distance, that are given as 50 mm. And then we are having the formula radius of gyration small I equal to square root of I by A. From that already you know this formula, radius of gyration small I equal to square root of I divided by moment of inertia of the cross section of the beam divided by area of the cross section. From this, if you want to calculate the moment of inertia of the cross section by squaring on both sides, you will get this I square into A is the moment of inertia of the cross section. Here the moment of inertia we are calculating by using this formula, that moment of inertia I equal to A into I square, where A is the cross section area of the beam. They are mentioned the problem as 32 into 10 to the power of 3, and radius of gyration 72 mm, that is 70 square, which gives the moment of inertia of the cross section of the beam equal to 166 into 10 to the power of 6 mm power 4. Next we should have to calculate the pre-stressing force. Again from the same concept, stress equal to pre-stressing force divided by area of the cross section of the beam. From this pre-stressing force equal to stress into area, pre-stressing force equal to stress into area, that stress in the concrete beam equal to 6 bars of 7 mm diameter, hence 6 into pi by 4 7 square into stress developed as 1000 per mm square. By substituting this, we are getting the pre-stressing force of the concrete beam equal to 231 into 10 to the power of 3 newtons, which results 231 kilonewton. This is the pre-stressing force developing for this particular type of the concrete beam. Next we should have to calculate the self weight of the beam per meter length of the particular type of the concrete beam. That self weight is nothing but volume into density of the concrete. Here for 1 meter we are calculating, hence area into length or area into height. If you will get the volume into density, you will get the self weight or self force of the beam. That self weight of the beam G equal to 32 into 10 to the power of 3 as in a mm square. Now we should have to multiply this mm square in terms of meters, hence meters by substituting this value 24 kilonewton per meter cube. We are substituting this mm square value into meter. We are substituting this value 10 power 3 into 10 power 3, that means 10 power 6 into 24, which results the 0.77 kilonewton per meter. Otherwise 0.00077 kilonewton per mm. Either you can write these values in terms of millimeter or in terms of meter. Now we should have to calculate the downward deflection of the beam. The downward deflection due to self-weight of the beam, we should have to calculate the downward deflection due to self-weight equal to 5g L power 4 divided by wait a minute, I will erase this data. Okay. Downward deflection due to self-weight equal to 5g L to the power of 4 divided by 384 into EI, where 5 is the constant value, g is the self-weight of the beam. So we are calculated 0.00077 kilonewton per mm, and L is the length of the beam, that is 8 into length of the beam 8 meters, that means 80 into 10 power 3 mm in terms of mm divided by 384 into where E is the modulus of elasticity of the concrete, 38 into I second moment of area of the cross section. By substituting in this formula, we are getting the downward deflection due to self-weight equal to 6.5 mm. Downward deflection due to self-weight equal to 6.5 mm. Next, upward deflection due to pre-stressing force, we should have to calculate that the upward deflection due to pre-stressing force equal to 5 PE into L square divided by 48 into EI. Upward deflection due to pre-stressing force equal to 5 PE L square divided by 48 into EI, where 5 is the constant value, P is the pre-stressing force developing in the concrete beam as 231, E is the eccentricity of the pre-stressing force, and L is the length of the pre-stressed concrete member as 8 meters, that means 8 into 10 to the power of 3 square, divided by 48 into modulus of elasticity of concrete, E 38 into second moment of area of the cross section, 166 into 10 power 6. By substituting, we are getting this upward deflection due to pre-stressing force as 12.20 mm. Next, the downward deflection due to live load we are taking. This downward deflection due to live load, how we are taking means self-weight of deflection divided by pre-stressing force developing, or self-weight of the beam developing 0.77 into 2, where 2 is the imposed load or live load acting on the beam of the pre-stressed concrete member. That means 6.5 downward deflection divided by 0.77 is the self-weight of the beam acting on the beam with reference of imposed load as 2 kilonewton per meter square. If you substitute, you will get the downward deflection due to live load acting on the beam as 16.9 mm. Next, deflection due to self-weight plus pre-stress equal to, that means the resultant deflection we should have to calculate. That resultant deflection due to self-weight plus pre-stress equal to 12.2 minus 6.5. That means upward deflection minus downward deflection. Downward deflection due to self-weight and upward deflection due to pre-stressing force, which gives the net deflection as 5.71 in the upward direction. Plus value indicates the upward direction, negative value indicates the downward direction. Next, deflection due to self-weight plus pre-stress plus live load, we should have to calculate that deflection due to self-weight plus pre-stress plus live load equal to 6.5, and 6.5 is the deflection due to self-weight, and minus 12.2 is the deflection which is getting in upward direction, minus 12.2, and 6.22 is the resultant downward deflection due to live load, that is plus 16.9, which gives the 11.20 mm in the downward deflection. This is the final deflection due to self-weight, pre-stress and live load of the beam acting in the downward direction. In this way, we will calculate the deflection of the pre-stressed concrete members. The only thing is you should have to remember the formulas, the deflection of the pre-stressing force, how the tendons pre-stressing steel or a tendon were providing in the pre-stressed concrete beam. Next class we will try to solve some more problems based on these formulas, based on these conditions. Up to now, this is the topic for deflection of the pre-stressed concrete structural members. Thank you.